Hey everyone, so this is going to be a pretty cool tutorial seeing as how I get a lot of data editor related questions, especially because my old tutorials are all on the beta editor, which had some pretty big changes compared to the release editor. So it's basically you're going to have a guy, probably a High Templar unit, and he's going to cast the Frostbolt spell with a little bit of casting time, and then when the casting time is up, he's going to throw the Frostbolt out from him towards the target, and then it hopefully will slow them down and do a bit of damage. So let's go make a new map. Whatever is good, melee, liberty, 8888. Press OK. Oh, that was fast. I think I said that last tutorial too. For some reason, it's really fast after you close maps and then make a new one. But the first time it's usually a lot slower. Anyway, let's go right into the data editor. So the idea behind this is that we'll have our unit. I'll just take the High Templar in this case, but I'm going to assume you already have your unit or you duplicated a unit and you're going to use him. So what he's going to do is he's going to have an ability that is an effect target, and then that's going to use the effect of launch missile, and that launch missile effect is going to apply a set effect, and that set effect is going to have an application of like a chill behavior, and then it's also going to do some damage. So that's kind of the hierarchy, and I didn't show a preview for this because, well, because it's pretty obvious what Frostbolt is. You don't really need to see a preview. Everybody knows what that is pretty much. So let's go ahead and start in abilities, and let's add a new ability. Right click in the window here and click add object. Let's call this Frostbolt. Actually, I think it's one word. I'll make it one word. Click suggest. Ability type is effect target, and the rest is fine. Press OK. And now we have our ability. I'm going to save the map. Hold on a sec. Not cinematics. What am I doing? Frostbolt tutorial, and I'll attach the map to the YouTube description here, so you can just download it in case you don't want to listen to me drone on. Anyways, let's hope I remember all the fields here. Cost. I'm gonna make it cost a little bit and have a bit of a cooldown. So go to the cooldown area. Time. One of these. I think time use is what we want to change. Let's make it a 5-second cooldown. If not, I'll end up coming back here to fix it and change it to this one. I should have probably rehearsed that before, but didn't really think about it. And it's going to cost let's say 5 energy, so I can at least use it a couple times. Effect, so we're going to do fill in the effect later. I don't actually use cast start time or cast finish time. I use prepare time, so let's make it have a 1-second cast. And if you had a multi-level spell like I showed in my hero tutorial, you'd actually have to, if you want it to be the same for all, you could just put one here, but if you wanted different casting times, you could add more values to this list for each level. The range is going to be maybe 5. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I got to add it for each level. Well, in this case, we only have one level, so only one value there. Let's see. Show progress. You want to check on prepare. And then we're also going to have to set the progress buttons for prepare in a sec. And save. So let's go to buttons. Let's right click, add object. Let's call this Frostbolt, suggest. Okay. Icon, browse. Sorry, I'm going to waste your time here searching for an icon. Do we get anything for frost? Probably better off just searching for BTN, which is button, and then finding something interesting here. I don't know what's good for Frostbolt. Okay, I'm just going to use this. Probably not the best, but it'll do for now. Hotkey is going to be F. Press OK. And the name is going to be, oh, we already did the name. And the tooltip is going to be sends a chilling missile to the target. Okay. And the interesting thing is when you change these values down here, it automatically changes these, because if you double click, you can see that the text key is button/name/frostbolt, and this one is button/name/frostbolt. So in the text editor, which is one of these, they both map to the same thing here. So that's kind of how text actually works, in case you were wondering why it's changing both. And you could make a new key and then change this to be that key. But that's how they're linked together, which is kind of nice. And that's all we need for that. So let's go back to our abilities, and I'm going to change it to be like this. Oops. It's one of those. For some reason, when you open the editor, certain times you can't see your own map's assets, or only them, I mean, so you have to search for it again. Frost. There we go. Weird. So now in the commands, where it is commands, here we go, execute. Don't know requirements, which is good. And the default button is going to be Frostbolt. Okay, so execute set. We don't need a cancel button. And then also under progress buttons, we'll just set it to, for prepare, we'll set it to Frostbolt as well. If you didn't do this, it would just be blank there, and you would have this blank thing, which would look really ugly, so you definitely want to do that. Target filters, let's add one, and let's say only enemy, and generally you want to do like right click, exclude dead, exclude item, exclude invulnerable, if you have them in your map, exclude hidden, exclude missile, and probably some other ones like stasis or something. Press OK, press OK. I think that's all we need to do here. Now we can move on to the actual, let's check the flags. No, I think it's good. Transient means that you can cast it without stopping. You might want to use this, I'm just mentioning this separately from Frostbolt. You might want to use this for spells like where you turn on a buff or something, and you want your guy, say you right click your guy to move across the map, and then you turn on your spell midway. If you have transient checked, he won't stop to put on the buff or whatever. The buff will be applied and he'll keep moving, so it won't affect his orders. That's good. I think a lot of people would find that useful, so I just wanted to explain that. Okay, so we got our ability done here, which I'm going to add to the High Templar later, but let's do its actual effects. So the first effect we need is Frostbolt, that's weird. Frostbolt launch missile, which is like the highest level effect that will be coming out of the ability. That's fine. So change effect type to launch missile, and I click suggest. And now let's see, death type, we want to change that to freeze. And let's see, flags, that's fine. Impact effect is what we'll be changing. Validators, you could put validate target as enemy, but since we already did that in our target filters for the ability, we don't have to. And the movement movers, I'm going to just use the photon cannon's mover. So what this means is that the Frostbolt will travel at the same speed as a photon cannon energy ball thing. And yeah, I think this is cool. We do need to set the ammo unit later when we make it. Save, okay. And now let's make the damage effect. So let's call this Frostbolt damage. Suggest, change the effect type to damage. Okay, so we got this second effect now. The amount of damage is going to be 100, so it's just going to be... Actually, I'll do it small so we can see, so we don't kill units right away, so that we can see that they're actually slowed. 100 would be ridiculous. No armor reduction from any armor. Death. Freeze. Flags. Notification maybe. And spell damage is what we want. Response flags, you always want to check these, otherwise when the damage happens, the damaged unit will not come and attack you, which would look weird. They should, once you attack them, they should come back and attack you, assuming you're making an RPG or something. No search area, it's just going to be at one target damage. If you did want to make it an area damage, you would add a value in the search area here, make the fraction be like 1, so 100%. -1 maximum count, means any unlimited units, make a radius of like 3. And of course you want to do validator target as enemy. It's in the list here somewhere. I probably shouldn't have clicked that. And the other so say I did have a area for this damage, they would say it'd be applied in this like area of effect. You'd also want to exclude two things. You want to exclude the target so it doesn't get double damaged, and you want to exclude outer. So if you did an area effect like damage, like the siege tank damage, you would do these two things, but I'm not going to do these. So Time to delete. And get rid of that. Yeah, I figured out this thing because one of my spells and one of my maps was doing like twice as much damage to the actual target, so I had to put this exclude field stuff in there. Search filters, you don't need that. You could do search filters if you wanted the search area to apply to certain things only, like enemy or whatever, on top of the validator, I think, that I set right here. Anyways, I think that's all we need to do here. I'm going to save, and let's make a set effect. Actually, let's make the apply the slow, the chill. So Frostbolt, apply chill. Suggest, apply behavior, that's what we want. So we're going to apply a debuff, behavior to the unit. Let's see, it's going to do that. Response flags, we want these two as well, just in case. And we can leave that. And let's go to behaviors now, which is right here. Let's add a new object. Let's call this Frostbolt chill. Suggest, it's a buff. Okay. And it's a negative. Oops, there we go. Categories doesn't, well, temporary, but actually let's just leave that. It doesn't really matter. Modification. So double click modification, go to movement, and let's movement speed multiplier to 0.5, so you'll be slowed by 50%. And that's all we need to do. Let's see. Cost, no cost. Duration. Let's say the duration is 5 seconds. And any flags here we want? No, it's not going to be hidden. We have to pick the icon. The quick way to do this is go back to buttons, find your Frostbolt icon, copy it, and make sure you have the same sort of settings I have here. So that you can copy the field here, go back to behaviors, and go to the icon and just control V over there, and it'll paste right on it. And you can put a tooltip, but I'm not going to bother. Okay, maximum stack count 1, that's good. I think that's all we need to do here. Let's save. And let's go to, let's see. So we have the effects. Let's go back to effects here and add the set effect so that we can apply all this. So it's going to go from our ability to launch missile to the set, which the set will do the damage and the chill. So let's call this Frostbolt set. And nobody in game can see any of these names here, so it doesn't really matter. Change the effect type to set, press OK. And in the effects field here, let's make a new one. And it's going to be F Frostbolt damage. Doesn't matter about the order here. And F Frostbolt apply chill. Okay. And we need to make sure apply chill, by the way, has our behavior. Sorry, I missed that. So I just double clicked on behavior for our Frostbolt apply chill, and now I'm searching for Frostbolt chill, which is the behavior we made, which is the slowdown. And so the launch missile needs to apply, where's the effect for this? The impact effect needs to be Frostbolt set. So when the Frostbolt itself hits the units, it's going to apply the set, which the set is going to apply the damage and the apply chill, and the apply chill is going to apply the slow behavior for 5 seconds. Save. Okay, and now back in abilities, Frostbolt. Where is it? Its effect here. We need to make this be F launch missile. Now you can see the kind of hierarchy right here, and that's kind of nice. That gets put all there. So this is great and all, but we now need a unit to be the Frostbolt unit. All missiles need a unit, so let's just search for Marauder. Actually, let's search for the photon cannon one, because that's pretty close to what we want. It's always good to duplicate instead of trying to mess around with your own and might forget things. Let's duplicate the actor as well. Hopefully we can find a similar model. So let's double click on it and rename it to Frostbolt missile. Click suggest. And double click on the actors in the Object Explorer here, which is on because I have this checked in case you don't. And let's rename this to Frostbolt missile and click suggest. And in here, back in our unit here, let's find editor prefix and just delete weapon.